All right, guys, the moment is finally here. I finally went hands-on with the GPD WIN 5, and I have to say, this is looking pretty slick. I've always loved the GPD WIN 4, the PSP design, PSP/PS Vita, and this one's no different, except it's certainly larger. The first thing I noticed when I was looking at this is just how much bigger it is than my WIN 4, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I really do like having at least a 7-inch display. Don't get me wrong, I loved my WIN 4, but it was a little bit small. So let's talk about this thing. On first pickup, this is without the battery right now. It's actually pretty light. We're at 1,615 grams. And if you take a look at the specs here, it's a 1080p screen. You can get either the AI Max Plus 395 or 385, which comes with the Radeon 8060S, which, you've seen my video on the Z13 Flow. It's a super impressive chip. And the fact that we have it in a handheld here is just wild to me. You can get 1 terabyte up to 4 for the storage. For our I/O, we have USB 4, which it's going to be a little tough to move here because it's a little tight. The USB 4 is at the top here on the right. At the bottom, we have another USB-C port, but this one is USB 3.2. Looking here, we have another USB-A port. And what else do we have? We have a BiWin SSD. Those are those mini SSDs that they look kind of like a SIM card. And then here we have our regular micro SD. Yeah, so this handheld feels it feels great. Like the joysticks feel a lot better than I expected. They're pretty flat compared to some other handhelds, but I don't really feel like it's an issue because the range of motion is really good. And the tension they're a little bit looser than some other devices I have, but not like overly loose. Like they still feel pretty good. The buttons are bigger than on the WIN 4, which I really like, but they keep the same design aesthetic. So they're like the PS Vita buttons. The D-pad, very satisfying clicks. Again, feels very much like the PS Vita, which I was a big fan of when I was a kid. One thing people often complain about is the power button is that it's here on the, like where your hand is. But I haven't really noticed, like it's kind of recessed in there, so I don't think it's really going to be an issue.
I definitely pushed it when I was unplugging.
Oh, okay.
Like when we swapped the battery and I unplugged it, I grabbed it that way. And when I grabbed it, my fat thumb, print, just
so
it.
I think Nelly's just got like gorilla grip strength. She just gripped the device so hard.
Yeah, it's those little hands you have to grip hard.
Yeah. So anyway, great feeling device. The bumpers are like you can press it anywhere and it's going to enable a click, which is good. The triggers feel very reminiscent of the WIN 4, but with a little bit, like they're definitely better, but they feel a little bit like a short throw. Now I might have the trigger stop on, let's check. Okay, no, there is a trigger stop and I'm actually hearing a micro switch click. So that's actually pretty cool. So you can do that on either side. And then if you want to toggle back, like it's just this little switch. So this is micro switch. And then you can turn this off and now you're full range motion, which is pretty cool. One thing that I noticed is different is we don't have a mouse mode button physically on the device like we did last time.
What's this?
Oh, it's over here.
Yeah,
never mind, we have one. Okay,
it's just not a toggle. It's
just not a toggle switch.
Most of them are switches, like physical switches.
Yeah, no, that's great. Glad that we saw that. So one thing I really like about the WIN 4 and now has also been carried forward with the WIN 5 is this little trackpad for your thumb. Like it's not going to be quite as like precise as let's say a trackpad, but when you're just wanting to get across the screen to click an icon, like it's pretty good. So yeah, I think overall, like my first impressions of this, as far as the feel, is it's very comfortable. The joysticks feel really good. I really like the buttons and triggers. The triggers, I mean, they could be maybe a little bit better as far as like when you go full range motion, but certainly nothing to really complain about. I don't know. I think comfort level's pretty good.
These buttons.
We have some buttons at the bottom.
About these. Like I forgot about these buttons because they're so recessed.
They're tucked away, so they're kind of like if you don't need them very often, you can just access your volume buttons or the menu button, which opens up the Xbox app. So yeah, pretty cool. Performance. Is there a game running here? Let's take a look.
There was.
We got Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Oh, I suck at this game.
Yeah, me too. Melania has definitely owned me every single time. I did beat her eventually. I just kind of cheesed her.
I don't want to tell you how far I made it because it's embarrassing.
Oh yeah, that's funny. But yeah, it looks great. The settings right now that you're seeing are, let's take a look. We're running this at 1080p, maximum settings, and yeah, it's running great considering we're maxing the game out. I wanted to do a quick test of Cyberpunk, just a quick benchmark and a little bit of gameplay. I'll be running this at 70 watts, and this is their new TDP software that's still in beta, so it's not complete. But we do know that it's at 70 watts right now. So let's take a look at the settings here. Right now it's showing that I'm at custom, but what I've done is I've actually gone over to ultra settings, and then I just turned off upscaling, and we don't have any frame generation. And if you don't believe me, here's the settings. Okay, so let's run the benchmark and just see how it goes. So with these settings, we're sitting in the mid 70s, which is pretty decent. Yeah, it sometimes dips into the 60s. This is very similar to what we were seeing when we were looking at the Apex earlier. The difference here is that we are playing at 1080p and not 1200p. I'll see if I can capture some more footage for the Apex at 1080p, and then we can get a bit of a better idea. But I do expect that the performance is probably going to be pretty much the same. Yeah, so now that we're outside, we're sitting in the 80s right now, which is pretty decent. Game looks great. Speakers sound amazing. Like, I mean, you probably can't hear them with all the sound here, but I can hear them above the sound of the background, like all the noise here. So that's pretty impressive. Okay, now that the test's done, we're at about 76 FPS with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. And yeah, with ultra settings, that's decent. I'll be curious to see what it looks like on the Apex when I also test that at 1080p, but we'll see if I get some time to run that test a little bit later on. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions, and for those that have the Win 5, what's been your experience with it, and does this line up with that? Yeah, so the last thing I'll talk about just while I'm playing is how it actually feels. Like, it feels like the placement of the buttons are pretty decent. It'd be kind of nice if this is a little bit in, but with the size of the device, we just can't do that. But it doesn't feel like it's going to be like cramping your thumb or anything. And the grips they're definitely different than, let's say, the Apex that I was looking at. Like, these have a more, like, as Nelly described when she was looking at this, like a very aggressive curve here, which is kind of nice because your finger hooks in there. And thankfully, your middle finger lines up perfectly with the button. So very comfortable.
Let's turn up the speakers.
Yeah.
All the way. Front facing.
Wow. We got front facing speakers, and actually I can hear the game in the convention center, which is an accomplishment in itself.
Impressive, yeah.
So I can't really tell you the exact quality of the speakers, but the fact that it's this loud is pretty impressive.
We're not even at full.
I actually have to turn it down so you guys can hear me better, which is great. The other thing I'll talk about is actually the battery. So right now you see me play this plugged in, and the cool thing about this is you can transition very easily. So we're showing you right now the cord here that we have connected. This is if you want to leave the battery on the table, and then you can just slot this in. So it's
this though too, like real quick, when I was pulling this out, if you pull it with one hand, it kind of snags it almost. So you almost want to take it off like this.
Two hands.
Two hands.
And you can also screw it in so that it doesn't come out, which is kind of nice.
But at least if you didn't have it quite screwed in, it doesn't really want to go like immediately off when you're pulling it with one hand.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, the one thing with the battery here is now we can attach this and we can play with a very light handheld, and then you just take the cord here and you just slot it in. And it goes in nice and smooth, and then you screw this in. And the cool thing about it is when you have the battery connected is you can actually unplug the power cord and just carry on. So it's a good way if you're playing docked, just to transition to the battery. But the one thing with the battery is that you don't have to do this solution with the cable. In case you're wondering about that, you can actually just remove this here, and Nelly's just gonna take that off. You should be able to slide it out.
No, not enough.
Not enough?
Those
Okay.
are deep screws. Very deep screws.
So here's the battery itself. This weighs 280 grams. As I mentioned, or perhaps I didn't mention before, is that the handheld itself is 615. So with this on, we're looking at about 900 grams. So to put this on, you just line up the bottom here, slot it in, push the two buttons at the top, and then it clicks in place. Now we have this. It's a little bit heavier, but it actually, I will say, feels very balanced. Like, it doesn't feel like it's top heavy or bottom heavy, which is great actually to see. It's really comfortable. Unplugging this, now we're on battery, nothing happened, nothing changed, we're good to go. This is the new docking station for the GPD WIN 5. So you can actually charge a spare battery on here, which is kind of cool. So you just latch it on like you would on the back of the device, have it plugged in. Let's take a look at what kind of connection it takes. It looks like you can charge over USB-C, and because it's a dock, you also have your HDMI, some USB-A, as well as an Ethernet port. Is there anything else, is there anything on the bottom? I've never taken a look at this.
Just your grip.
Okay, just grips. Wasn't sure if there was like an SSD or something. Okay, so let's take a look at how the device actually fits on here.
Get it together. There we go.
So you just center it and then you're good to go. Actually, let me show you. When we have the battery on, it is a little bit easier to dock because it literally just slots in and it lines it up for you so you don't have any kind of awkward fumbling to see where to put it. So yeah, pretty cool solution they have here for a dock specifically made for the WIN 5. So it's that easy to switch batteries. If you have an extra battery, you can always, I think, probably charge it up and then be good to go. Have a couple batteries ready.
Even if you have a couple extra cords, you just keep swapping out the cords on your batteries, and then you're good to go.
You want to share a couple thoughts on what it feels like?
Yeah, this does feel really nice with the battery. I know when we were holding the Apex, it felt a little bit more top heavy, and you can kind of feel that a little bit with this too, but because it's so aggressive of a curve, it just sits on your fingers. It's not like it feels like it's going to go over. Like you're still grabbing it so tightly with that giant curve that all the weight is sitting right there. Those front-facing speakers, though, are really nice. Like, that's a really big deal. Like, that Xbox Ally X has the best speakers I've ever seen on a handheld or heard. Not seen. I mean, they look good, but they sound really good.
I got you.
Yeah. So it is great that they actually have those on the front. I wish the Apex would have had that on the front, but it's still, they're very good devices. Both devices are really good. 7-inch screen, not ideal for me, but you know what you're going to get. This is the same screen that's been on the market. It's in every single edition of the ROG Allies, and that's just the same one here, with tighter bezels, of course. This is a tighter bezel than I
think
Xbox
the original
Ally
is like the bezel king.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for the WIN 5. Thanks again, Nelly, for helping out with this. Much appreciated. And hopefully I'll be able to go hands-on with this a little bit more at some points, but we'll have to see about that. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.